News every 15 minutes, weather every 10, and sports twice an hour.
Newstalk, KGVO, AM 1290 and 101.5 FM.
You're listening to Montana Morning with Peter Christian.
Former Missoula County attorney is now under investigation. Good morning, everyone. It's Montana Morning. It is Tuesday, May the 10th, 2016. Lots of rain the last 24 hours or so. Still raining lightly throughout western Montana. We have 41 degrees under an overcast sky. And our newscast this morning, sponsored by the Mustard Seed Asian Cafe, located in Southgate Mall. This morning's top story, Missoula police investigating after the former county attorney reportedly removed items from a secure storage area in the county attorney's office last week. County Attorney Kirsten Pabst said yesterday that Fred Van Valkenburg is one of the people seen entering the secure area May 3rd. She said Van Valkenburg took a box containing, quote, unknown original files and or property, end quote. Van Valkenburg told KGVO News yesterday that the county facilities manager allowed him to get into the storage unit to retrieve some personal items that he had left there. Van Valkenburg retired as county attorney back in 2015. Pabst says her office is reviewing its security procedures now to ensure such a breach doesn't happen again. She declined to answer any further questions, citing the ongoing investigation. The matter has now been referred to the Montana Department of Criminal Investigations in Helena. Missoula police are searching for information about not one but two robberies at the same casino in the past week. Lucky Lils out on North Reserve was hit again. The first robbery occurred May 2nd. And according to Missoula Police Public Information Officer Travis Welsh, a similar scenario occurred again this past Sunday morning around 6 a.m.
They did get an undisclosed amount of money and then placed two employees and a customer into the restroom and told them not to come out. They attempted to prevent the door from opening again with some type of a tie that the employees were able to defeat after about 10 or 15 minutes when they did come out and contact law enforcement.
It does not appear the victims suffered any injuries during the robbery. The biggest difference between the robberies is that this time two individuals were involved.
There were two suspects. The first one was male. He was dressed all in black, that being a black scarf, stocking cap, gloves. He was carrying some type of blue bag. He was described as being about 5 feet 6 inches tall and of medium build. The second suspect was about the same size. He was also wearing a dark coat, a black and white bandana over his face, and a hat, possibly a baseball cap.
The man with the blue bag was said to have been carrying a large silver handgun. The other man had a black handgun. An image of a suspect from the first robbery is available on our website at newstalkkgvo.com. We hope soon to get other images as well. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers has denied a permit to a $700 million project to build the nation's largest coal export terminal in northwest Washington state. The agency yesterday found the Gateway Pacific Terminal would interfere with the rights of Lumi tribal members to fish in their traditional grounds. Seattle District Commander Colonel John Buck said in a statement the project cannot be permitted as currently proposed. The project, a venture between Seattle-based SSA Marine and Cloud Peak Energy, would handle up to 54 million metric tons of dry bulk commodities, mostly coal, at a deepwater port at Cherry Point. Project developers had asked that an environmental review that began in 2013 be suspended until the Corps decision on the tribe's request. 21-year-old Braden Gibson appeared in Missoula Justice Court yesterday via video from the county jail, charged with felony criminal child endangerment for allegedly driving drunk while holding a 5-week-old baby in his arms, and for beating the child's mother. Deputy County Attorney Brittany Santorno asked Judge Marie Anderson for $50,000 bail.
The defendant currently has a pending PFMA with the same victim as in this case. I believe that the facts of this case speak for themselves. The victim is obtaining an order of protection today, so we would also request that the court require that be served on the defendant prior to any release.
Gibson was charged with felony criminal child endangerment along with partner or family member assault, driving with a suspended license, and destroying a telephone that his victim was attempting to use to call 911. Anderson set bail at $40,000 and remanded him back to the jail. A nonprofit organization says Montana's campaign finance laws are so vague and broad that the state regulator can enforce them against groups he dislikes while ignoring similar allegations against groups he supports. Attorneys for Montanans for Community Development will ask U.S. District Judge Dana Christensen to rule those laws unconstitutional during a hearing today in Missoula. MCD is a social welfare organization not required to disclose donors or spending to the Commissioner of Political Practices. It argues it will be required to make those disclosures if it produces issue ads that include the names of candidates for office. Assistant Attorney General Matthew Kochenauer said in his argument to Christensen, the laws are constitutionally sound, and there's no evidence that they have been enforced selectively. Over Mother's Day weekend, the Ravalli County Sheriff's Office, working in cooperation with authorities in Missoula and Washington State, executed arrest warrants for 11 suspects wanted for various drug-related offenses. Under Sheriff Steve Holton has details about Operation Mother's Day.
It's kind of a culmination of several different drug investigations we've had going for the past 6 months or so. But what they were is just people who had evidence of selling prescription narcotics, methamphetamines, and marijuana in Ravalli County or having ties to Ravalli County.
Under Sheriff Holton said several agencies were involved in the cooperative investigation.
Obviously, Ravalli County Sheriff's Office, the Darby Marshal's Office, law enforcement from the Forest Service, Missoula County, and the Grant County Sheriff's Office in Washington State. And then we also had Montana Adult Probation and Parole involved.
Those arrested in Missoula County were 25-year-old Aliana Lowe, 26-year-old Brittany Johnson, and 34-year-old Brian Buckrius. All those arrested have been charged with criminal distribution of dangerous drugs, including methamphetamine, marijuana, and prescription drugs. Holton said more arrests are in the works and will be announced soon. Absentee ballots will be mailed out for the June primary this Friday, but eager voters who want to get ahead of the curve can get their ballots right now if they want. Montana Secretary of State Linda McCullough says she voted at 9 a.m. yesterday, and she seemed pretty confident she may have been the first voter in the state.
I was the first voter in Lewis and Clark County, and I think probably about the first voter in the entire state. I'd like to draw attention to the fact that absentee voting starts today. The people who signed up for absentee ballots won't get their ballots until Friday, but you can go into the county office or a place designated by the county, and you can vote absentee today. McCullough
has been a big promoter of absentee voting since she took office almost 8 years ago. She says attitudes toward absentee voting have changed a lot.
In 2014, we had in the general election, about 60% voted by absentee, and that's up since 2000, which was the first year you didn't need an excuse to vote absentee, and that was about 10%. And then some of our counties are a great deal more than the 60%. Yellowstone County, for instance, is about 90%.
The absentee voter list isn't permanent and must be renewed every 2 years. Missoula area voters can expect to see ballots in their mailboxes sometime this weekend. And finally, the Democratic candidates seeking the party's nomination for president have begun focusing some attention on Montana ahead of the June 7th primary. Senator Bernie Sanders of Vermont plans to visit Missoula and Billings tomorrow. The doors open at 10 a.m. for Sanders' rally at Karis Park. He'll be speaking at 12:30. In Billings, people can begin arriving at 5 p.m. for a Sanders rally at the Montana Pavilion at Metro Park. Meanwhile, State Representative Jenny Eck of Helena has been named the state director of the Hillary for Montana campaign. Hillary Clinton has not yet announced any plans to visit Montana. Our News Talk time now is 6:12.
News Talk, KGVO.
Missoula's official weather station.
Low clouds and patchy fog this morning will give way to mostly cloudy skies today. Daytime highs will be in the mid-50s. A few isolated showers will be possible. I'm meteorologist Brooke Foster for Missoula's KECI 13.